Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of HermitPack here on the Azuminati patron server. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're good. Hopefully you can stick your hands in the air and have a party. 'Cause it's almost Friday. It's almost Friday. That, I think, is a reason to celebrate. Very much looking forward to the weekend. Hopefully you guys are too. So, in last episode, Kat and I built the house. Wasn't it awesome? I like it. I think it's a grand design. The crowning jewel on the mountain, I think. And I know in that episode, I said that in this episode, we'd be doing the interiors. I lied. I just don't feel like it. I don't feel like doing interiors. I actually came up with a really awesome idea, and I had to run with it, and it has led me to Botania. Now, when we still lived in that cave thing, whatever, I had a small Botania set up. It used hydrogens. I got as far as opening the portal to Alfheim, which, okay, that's a decent distance through, but it's by no means endgame Botania. Now, obviously, I've torn that all up, and the mod has updated, which very soundly nerfed hydrogens. They're no longer really viable. Like, basically, what they were was a flower that would consume water and produce mana. Now, they still do that, but they will delete themselves, or in the case, of them actually being biological flowers, they will die after 1 hour of being in use. An hour. So you have to go through all of that hassle to constantly craft more and more hydrogens just so that you can get mana from water? Like, that's ridiculous. There's the endo flames that I could hook up to a blaze spawner and have absolute infinite mana. There's so many that you can just have infinite. All of them technically can give infinite mana. Why were the hydrogens the ones so soundly nerfed? If they were producing too much mana, lower the mana they produce. Make it take longer, so people would need either more flowers or they would search out alternative methods. Don't just completely negate them. You may as well not even have them in game right now because they're useless. Who is going to want to craft something that's only going to last for an hour? So, whatever. I've got alternate plans. First, we need a space. So the idea I'd had was RF Tools elevator block. Now, this is something that Kat has wanted since the beginning, and I opted to go for Ender.io's travel anchors to get to and from this tech room right here. Well, we went and installed an elevator. So here it is. I know, it's fancy looking, right? So we moved that. Is my game? Yes, my game sounds are on. Okay, let's just turn them up a little bit. We went and moved the travel anchor. And the alcove that used to be the travel anchor spot is now the elevator shaft, and it goes up. Now, there's only 2 floors. There's storage, and there's Botania. And for anyone who hasn't played with the RF Tools elevators, they're really easy. You can't see it because there's a conduit facade. We can probably just blow our way in there. There you go. There's the elevator block. It does not have an interface. But basically, in this screen controller, you also need the screen controller, basically. And you get these screens, and you put in an elevator button module, and you write down the names of the floors, and you can configure what they look like. And then basically, you can see right there is another elevator block. So if I were to hit this button, that's where it stops. See, here's this one. So they work in tandem to recognize that, you know, that's where the elevator is supposed to stop. And it moves anything. Like these blocks right here, these are obsidian. And we just thought that was so cool, because it's like, it's this kind of purple checkerboardy pattern, and it's obsidian. And it's just, who doesn't want to, you know, have fun moving obsidian around? So basically then, what I've done is I've dug out and started designing a Botania room. Ta-da! Quite the reveal! Obviously, when it comes to Botania, you need green. Like, you need grass. And okay, so the floor is grass. We're going to be planting flowers all over the place and all this stuff. So I figure what better to go for it than, you know, a leaf wall and a wood trim and, you know, living rock and stuff like that. And I laid out my portal to Alfheim right back here. And yeah, I've got some pretty grand plans for this room. The ceiling I haven't quite sussed out yet. That's going to depend on what I can put in the center here, because I actually want to put a tree in the middle. And I was thinking a good tree type would be Ipe. Now, Ipe is a 2x2 tree type, and the room is odd numbers. So that doesn't exactly work unless I want something off-center. The other option, of course, is to take the Ipe wood and the Ipe leaves and kind of build my own custom tree out of it. Now, the reason I picked Ipe was, I mean, I like the texture of it. Its leaves are rather yellowish. I mean, they're kind of bland yellow. It's kind of a dark bland yellow. But I figure it would be a nice contrast. And at the same time, Ipe wood is the wood that I've been using all around. So that would work. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a tree. Or I'm going to have to, you know, work on a design for a tree. And that's going to take me a little bit. And that's fine. I like building trees. I'm not really sure if I want to show much of it on camera, just because it's kind of a boring project. We actually need a piece of dirt or something. No, that's not that terminal. We actually want a whole bunches of pieces of dirt so that we can kind of fill in what will essentially be the hollow interior of the tree. And basically, anytime I manufacture a tree, you want to start with, you know, a decent trunk upwards. And then you can kind of go, okay, well, you know, let's say right there, we need ourselves a root. Because, you know, it's a big tree, it's going to have big roots. They're going to, you know, come off, and they're going to turn corners, and they're going to, you know, be weird and ungainly. I mean, they're tree roots. Whoops. You can even do something like that, where it kind of buries itself down. But I don't really have that much height to go absolutely crazy with this tree. And that's kind of where it leads me to be like, I don't know what I want to necessarily do. Because we can do something like that, give the tree a little variety right there. Let's actually turn on night vision, because even I can't see. And yeah, like, we're already at the ceiling. And that's not that tall of a tree. You know, have another root that comes out, like, all squiggly. The torches aren't going to be here. We're going to use a different method for lighting. Yeah. It's just kind of one of those trial and error things. You just place blocks and try not to worry too much about what it looks like, and that would have been so much faster with a shovel. Yep, I've got a whole bunch of ape wood. So maybe what I'm going to have to do is kind of cone the ceiling, because I don't necessarily want, like, a super huge ceiling, but at the same time, I don't really want a short, stubby tree. But we can start branching it off there. And if we kind of do that as the branches, then the canopy is only going to be a couple more blocks upward. Yeah, we'll run with that. Ta-da! Check that out. So, I kind of carved out a little bit of the roof there, or the ceiling, whatever, and it's a finished tree. I think it looks pretty snazzy. Now, the next step is I am going to need flowers to produce mana. However, I was then kind of thinking, let's step off the episode plan, and I kind of want to automate the Petal Apothecary. Because there's nothing more annoying than being like, okay, gotta fill it with water, gotta get another bucket, fill it with water, get a bucket, fill it with water. So I want to automate that. So up here we have an open crate, and open crate always drops straight. Like the dispensers and droppers and stuff like that, like the items will go, you know, bleh, bleh. Open crate always straight down. Out the back of the apothecary, we've got a comparator, which does actually give off a redstone signal when it is full with water. So we can see there, bing, redstone signal. Perfect. So what we want then is we want a bottler. Actually, I'm going to need a chest as well, because we also want this advanced item collector. We're going to want item conduit and the filters, the sink, and one of those. And essentially what we're going to want to do, we're probably going to need some redstone dust as well, is dig this out a little bit. Oh, jeepers. Always with various blocks. There we go. There's the comparator. Oh, the bottler's going to need power too. That's okay. We'll... Actually, does the bottler need power? Yes, it does. It needs water and power. Alright, that's fine. So we can stick the sink right there and just do something simple like that. And you should be nice and full of water. And I'm thinking what we could possibly get away with. I'm not really sure, like, the range or speed of these advanced item collectors. But I'm thinking if we can keep a relatively small closed loop, that would be awesome. Thank you. Oh, radius of 5 by 5 by 5. Well, it grabbed the clay. What is that? What mod is this from? Random things. Is there a random things filter? Random things. Entity filter. That looks like it. Or item filter. There we go. Yellow dye and paper. Alright. Let's quickly go craft one of those. 'Cause why not? I know. I could just take the elevator or fly or whatever and... I'm lazy. Okay, item filter. Okay, no, we have to, like, configure it first. There we go. Which means we need an empty bucket. So we'll just stick the water in there. Empty bucket. There we go. Oh, make sure that's the whitelist. Yes. And voila. Now it should only grab empty buckets. Yoinkage. And then we just need an item transfer into the bottler. And if it had power, it would work. I do actually have a dimensional transceiver here with me, along with some power cables. I'm not exactly sure where I want to put this, so for right now, for testing purposes, we'll just stick it right there. We want to receive power from the battery. And, kind of weird. A little jibba jabba like that. There we go. Power, it's got water. And then item conduit to there. There to there. Okay. It dispensed the water bucket. Now, I don't want my magnet to be grabbing that, so it's actually out here right now. I need to craft more of these things. You get back in there. Put these flowers right here. Oh, elevator's in the way. I know, really, what's the point in an elevator when you can fly? But I like it. Need a piece of dirt. And just kinda... Oh, that's gonna bug me. Sneaky, sneaky back there. Let's stick that flower. And what this flower does is it prevents the magnets from working. Like the Botania ring of magnetism. That produces an aura of a few blocks that prevents it. Alright. Now, how do we connect it in such a way that it will only work when the apothecary is empty? 'Tis a good question. I could make it where this right here is extract without a signal. So then all we would have to do is piece of redstone dust, torch, would that actually work? Because this block is now powered, would it be passing power to there? And essentially this torch will go off when the comparator goes off. So let's... Can I... I want to try and, like, drink it. Can I drink it? Oh, no, it went and washed away the redstone. Derb. Oh. Sauce of the failures. Where did the comparator go? Seriously. Something ate my comparator. It ate it. Nom nom. Where did it go? There's nothing around here that should do that. Did it go over here somewhere? Oh. Is that it? There it is. How did you get over there? How did you get over there? My little lost comparator. Oh, that's great. All right. Enough fooling with that. Let's just search for buckets. We can grab those two. Let's stick that bucket in there. All right. So if we stick a bucket in there, haha, it's not going anywhere. And now if we take the water, dang it! I'm too close to it. So even without the oh, no, wait. I took the magnet thingy-madoodler out. Oops. Okay. Let's make a little thing. Let's empty those two buckets into there. And okay, that's good. We stick you in there. You should get sucked up. Dang. Okay, let's only keep one bucket in the system. And let's try that test again. Because I don't want any entities floating like that. Like, that's just silliness. So only with the one bucket. Ah, crap. I need a bucket to take the water out with, though. Oh, come on. Let's try and use this from further away. See, that works, but you gotta stand a block away? I mean, what if I'm, like, up here? Bucket? Where'd you go, Bucket? Bucket! There's no water. How did that get set to extract? Oi. Alright, test failed. Let's try again. So I'm floating up here. Now I pick up the water bucket. Alright, well. Right click with an empty hand to add back the last recipe. Ooh! I didn't know you could do that. That's awesome. Alright, well, I mean, this system works for the most part. Kinda-ish, sort of. Yeah? Acceptable. It is working within acceptable parameters. And from it, we have crafted... where'd the living rock go? Whatever, it's probably in the terminal. Go... Couple of pieces of living rock. There we go. And that can just be stone, because I don't know what's going to go up there yet. So, a sort of automated, sort of not really foolproof method of auto-refilling the apothecary. It kind of works, it kind of doesn't. Yeah. But anyway... drawer. I'm gonna want one of these. And we're gonna want one of those. And we're gonna want to pop down here real quick. Hey, real quick, like, so that we can do that. so that we can be all sneaky. Do that. And, oh, I already put them in the chest. Seeds. Ta-da. Look at that. Seed storage. Right there. Haha. Anyway, thermal lilies. These guys will eat lava. If we load it up, there we go. Acts as the lava counterpart to the hydro and whatever. Hydrogens is what I call them. Unlike the hydrogens, they do not disappear after an hour. But, of course, they consume lava, so it's a little harder to automate-ish. For starters, you need lava. And lots of it. Well, check. 1 million microbuckets, which is 100,000 buckets of lava. 100,000 buckets. And this stuff right here, phosphor, 4,532 of it. For every 2 phosphor, you make a bucket of lava. So basically, divide that in half to about 2,250, roughly, more buckets of lava. Is pretty good. Is pretty good right there. And that will produce a significant amount of mana. Now, the setback, where do you put lava-eating flowers in a room made of wood and leaves? This is the part that I did not actually think about when designing this room. But thanks to this ceiling, one of the ideas that's popping into my head is why not make a ceiling portion, like a balcony. Yeah, a balcony. That's the right word. I mean, we can make it out of living rock, or we can make it out of whatever. Right now, let's grab some bloodstone from Blood Magic. It's a nice deep red. It really contrasts, so I'm probably not actually going to use it. And honestly, actually, we're going to need some dirt to put these in. I'm not thinking at all. That's okay. When do I ever think? So, it would be something like that, and, you know, space it. Like, lava only will burn, what is it? It's one block down, 2 blocks to each side, and 3 blocks up, or something like that. There's a radius of a cube around the source that will burn. So if we keep it just outside the range of any wood, yeah, we're not going to use this bloodstone. I don't know what I was thinking when I grabbed that, besides just I've got plenty of it. Then it won't burn anything. Now, that's kind of a big hope. So it's going to take a little bit of testing. So let's actually just start with some elf glass. And I'm pretty sure the lava has to be, like, on par with the thermal lily. Like, it has to be same level. So I'm not sure if I'm actually going to build this out of glass. Like, is this going to be visible? I don't know. Now, do we have any buckets of lava, or... No, of course we don't. I really need to just get rid of this water. So... I really wish I could, like, drink it. I don't know! What am I supposed to do with this? Hold on. Here, slime, have some water. I'll deal with that later. Grab a couple of buckets of lava. And if we stick lava up there, the thermal lily will instantly eat it. And if we stick another bucket, what's it gonna do? Now, from my understanding, the thermal lily will not automatically eat during the cooldown period of the flower to absorb any lava. It instead consumes it, generating no mana. Has to wait 5 minutes. For around 45 seconds after it stops, it needs a bit of time, around 5 minutes before it can cool down, before it can absorb more lava. I'm hoping that means that it won't absorb lava, but it might after 45 seconds. But regardless, we're going to have more than one of these. But this is kind of the closest to wood it's going to be. And we don't seem to be lighting anything on fire. This is a promising result. That's the word. Promising result. And I just had an interesting idea. If we pull that out, and that's Skype. What if we do something like have the thermal lilies right there, and we can have a solid block, obviously, something that looks better than dirt, but a solid block. We'll worry about that later. And we stick lava there. Can it still absorb it? You know what? Let's get a fresh thermal lily. I don't think it can absorb it like that, so it has to be diagonal to it. Oh, that's a little unfortunate. So, I've decided we're just gonna hide it behind the scenes. There's really no way I could think of to make it look good. Now, this is still out of the way of any wood, so it's not burning anything. And as you can see, it's producing mana. So I've got the lava tank hooked up here to a fluidic plenisher from Mechanism, and basically it will scan this one block, and if it's ever not filled with lava, it will fill it with lava. Convenient enough that the transceiver is right there to get it power, so 2 thumbs up. So all 4 of these lilies, which is as many as I could fit around one source of lava, and okay, we'll run off of 4 right now. Feed into this spreader, into a buffer pool, and then down the daisy chain. Now, I have an idea, and I want to test it out. And I want to test it here on camera. There we go. Ooh, actually, what's its range? Haha. Ooh, where does it go? It goes right there. So, in previous versions of Botania, that's the mod, the portal to Alfheim required that the mana pools be, like, in certain spots. And I noticed that that was missing in the book this time. So I'm kind of curious, if we get a mana distributor, we kind of start pumping into both pools there, can I put the pylon on each of those and... Oh, well, no, that's good. I mean, definitely not enough mana to actually open a stable connection, but, like, that's sweet. Because you then close this up, you know, I don't know what I'm going to do with the ceiling, because obviously now this is going to have to be hidden. So I might just continue the steps 1 or 2 more blocks up, and kind of lead into what is a higher ceiling for the tree. but you won't see anything. You'll just have this portal in the wall. That's pretty cool. I am actually really happy that that works. Unfortunately, figuring all of this stuff out has kind of eaten up the time. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. I know it's kind of a dissatisfactory ending without the whole, finished decoration that I was looking forward to. But that's okay. We'll live. I'm going to spend some time thinking about how to do the roof, because that's going to be a pretty complicated task. But we got some Botania set up. We got a nice big tree built. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, be sure to leave me a like, give me a comment, let me know what you thought. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe so that you can catch me in the next episode. Bye-bye!